It is the final days of the Time War. The Time Lord prophets raised questions in the timeline. I had spoken about the species known as the Monorith. In the darkest of times, when the Time Lords fought the great vampires of old, there existed a race so powerful, so mighty, not even time itself could devour them. A threat across the ages of the universe, the Monorith, a species so dominant in the universe they played God. A power that I wished to claim. I foresaw war ahead, a war unending, a war so destructive the whole universe would be on the brink. And so we used the weapons of war, the Monorith's weapons, to end it. But it was no use. We became locked in an endless battle. A child of Gallifrey, Lord Doctor, would face this war and undoubtedly survive it. But I fear the Monorith's intent in the Time Lords is not over. Their experimentation on living beings is absurd. An experiment on a Time Lord could be their next goal. I fear that our finest warrior, the Doctor, may be in danger. The Monorith are too powerful and almighty. A war with the Daleks would be toy soldiers to them, and so I fear that if they were to see the threats that this war is posing to the universe, they would intervene. And so in the days of the final sanction, I, Rassilon, accept my fate. I cannot change destiny nor intervene. Thus begins the final sanction.
The Time Lord has been captured.
Vital signs seem normal.
He is unconscious.
The rap conduit must have knocked him out when I pulled him from out of his TARDIS.
Scan suggests this Time Lord is the one known as the Doctor.
A fine catch for our master.
The experiment will begin soon.
We must prepare the equipment.
The experiment must be perfect.
Our master approaches.
Then the experiment on the Time Lord will begin.
It begins.
Inducing the Time Lord with the serum.
Life signs are the normal.
The Time Lord is regaining consciousness.
What? Where am I?
The Time Lord has awoken.
Who are you two? What is all this equipment? Am I in a laboratory?
We are the thralls of our great master. He will be arriving shortly.
Oh, I see. And I assume I'm restrained for a reason?
It has been a long time since our master has encountered a Time Lord. He wishes to conduct some tests on you.
So I'm a lab rat. Great. Well, let's get to it then. Come on then. Conduct your experiment.
You will be silent.
I will do no such thing. You've abducted me, restrained me to some form of operating table, and now expect me to be quiet? Clearly you don't know who I am.
You will be silent.
You know it's rude to just pull someone out of time and space.
Silence!
Are you finished?
The arrogance of a Time Lord. How it amuses me.
The Master has arrived.
Well, look at you. I must say you are an impressive being.
You waste your breath, Time Lord.
You know of the Time Lords?
I have known many beings, but none as thoughtless and neglectful as the Time Lords.
And do you know which Time Lord I am?
The Doctor, the oncoming storm, the bringer of darkness, scourge of the great Time War itself. It means nothing to me.
I have a reputation. Ask the Daleks, the Cybermen, the Centaurans, the Trickster. I've dealt with more difficult situations than this, and got out of all of them. Let me go now, and we can talk in a more civilized manner.
It intrigues me. A race so cancerous in the universe, lording over it, believing that they can set the laws of time. That they can choose to cheat death if they please. To decide to be unmoved by the terrors around them, ignorant to the struggle. And yet their hypocrisy holds deep within them. The Time Lords choose to be watchers, never to interfere, but that is a lie. They have got themselves involved too many times, and too much.
Who are you? Why do you hate the Time Lords?
In ancient Time Lord lore, there is tales of us, beings of vast knowledge, creatures from before the dark times, when the old vampires and Gallifreyans were just children.
The Monorith. But you're just a fairy tale. A Time Lord legend. It was said the Monorith showed the Time Lords the means to access dimensions.
And foolishly, the Time Lords released the great vampires from their dimension and started a war with them. Like children, you abuse the powers given to you.
It was said your race devolved.
We are creatures of progress and science. The need to experiment on other species has often made our kind wonder of the experimentation of ourselves.
Rumour had it your species were also telepathic?
Indeed. Those two thralls whom you awoke to, merely puppets to my will.
Mind slaves.
I have hundreds, thousands of them. Gradually I have built a great many puppets at my disposal. Thralls! Bring me the equipment.
Yes, Master?
What are you going to do to me?
It is long since a Monorith has had the pleasure to experiment on a Time Lord. I imagine it will be quite interesting.
One thing has occurred to me. If you have thousands of thralls whom you have complete control over, it must be causing some strain on you.
I created the Great Orb.
A great orb? Oh, I love a good orb.
The orb generates a telepathic field of a great range, allowing my mind to stretch further than I naturally am capable of. And so the link remains reliable and strong. My puppets can do my bidding a great distance from me, even to the point where my will dominates this entire planet.
You've dominated an entire species, enslaved them.
They do my bidding, and I let them live as my slaves.
With no free will at all.
They have some will of their own, but they are totally obedient.
How did you get me here? Last I remember, I was in my TARDIS.
A warp conduit, technology of my species. I used it to pull you from your TARDIS to here.
What is it with people and pulling me from my TARDIS? A simple hello or a could you land here would suffice.
Why waste precious time luring you here when forcing you here is so easy for me.
You really do live up to the Monorith legends.
I care not for what the foolish Time Lords consider legends and myths about my species.
Rassilon and Omega met your kind once, shared secrets with your elders. Some of your weapons and secrets were used against the Daleks in the Time War.
Forgeries!
They were the real thing.
You truly think, Doctor, that the Monorith would share true power with a species of such arrogance and decadence?
I was there when the weapons were used. I saw what terror they caused.
Then you know what my species are capable of.
Yes.
In the height of our power, we could consume galaxies, manipulate civilizations, play God for entertainment, and gain knowledge others could only dream of having.
And now there's only you.
Master, your equipment.
What are you going to do with me?
This device is a scanner. I am checking your body for any diseases, illnesses, or plagues.
Oh, medical. Long time since I've had one of those.
Silence, Time Lord.
Well, what's the verdict, Doctor? Am I fit and healthy?
You are suitable
For what?
for my experiment.
What do you hope to gain from experimenting on a Time Lord?
Many things, Doctor. Your species are interesting to me. I have experimented on a few Time Lords before the Time War. And I must say, some of your biology is something I'd like to explore further.
So you're going to pull me apart piece by piece to see how it all works?
In a manner of speaking, yes.
Maybe you can keep me conscious so I can explain how everything works in there? Show you which part of me does what?
Your mockery will get you nowhere, Time Lord. You are completely at my mercy. And I can make this as painful or as painless as I wish.
Oh, I imagine this won't be pleasant.
I guarantee it won't be.
What an interesting tool.
I'm injecting you with a sedation agent. It should numb your lower body enough so that if I cause any pain, you won't fall unconscious.
You know, I really think you should think this through. My mind is filled with a vast amount of knowledge of many species and civilizations. I'm much more value to you alive.
A mind probe to extract your knowledge will be one of the first things I shall do before making any serious experimentation.
I've been mind probed before. What makes you think I can't just give you false information? Or even better, be unaffected by the mind probe?
You may have resistance to a normal mind probe, yes, but not to mine. The mind probe is connected to the great orb. Your knowledge will be stored there, and I can transfer it telepathically into my own mind.
A transfer of knowledge from my mind to yours? Wow, learning from a teacher or a book just seems a bit useless now.
Sometimes visual analysis does have its benefits.
I love a good book, but maybe it's a bit redundant to the Monorith.
Very untrue. I have read fascinating archaic texts, analyzed countless artworks of many long since dead civilizations. The Carrionite scrolls, the Book of the Doomed Kind, the ruined stones of the Rachnos, and even the ancient tomes left by the great old ones themselves. A vestige of intelligence, all collected by the Monorith. Even now you try to assert your arrogance, you attempt to dominate, prove your place as superior, as all Time Lords do. At my mercy you squirm, so you create a battle of wits, of which you are losing, Doctor. Even now, I record your behavior, Time Lord. Every second we spend here now is a part of this experiment. You are an interesting specimen, both in biology and psychology. I will enjoy the opportunity to dig deeper.
What about the Monorith? Do they have any art, philosophy, any texts or books?
It has been known, yes. The Monorith have had many depictions of our progress explored through written text and art. It is a shame, Time Lord, that you would not be able to comprehend them.
I'm sure I could give it a good go. Maybe we could have a nice cup of tea, open up a box of the old Monorith textbooks and have a read.
Oh, I'm afraid not, Time Lord. Your conversation is enlightening and is useful to my experiment. However, I'm afraid for now I'm going to have to put this conversation on hold. As now we begin probing your mind.
Surely you could ask me what you want to know and I'd tell you?
I'm afraid, Doctor, this is going to hurt.
Please, not the mind probe.
Your knowledge shall be mine.
Where? Gallifrey? Why am I here?
Lord Doctor, you have come.
Rassilon? What is this?
Perhaps it's better to ask, why is this?
How can you be here? How can I be here?
You are connected to the Great Orb.
The Monorith's orb, of course. This is a dream state. The pain of the mind probe must have been too much. I fell unconscious.
Yes. And you created a dream scenario of Gallifrey.
Why you? Of all people?
I am Rassilon. I am Lord President of the Time Lords. Doctor, let us not question my purpose here and focus on the task at hand.
Yes, the Monorith.
They are a difficult and powerful species. I had often thought about them, what the Time Lords would have had to do should they have declared war on us. Such secrets, Doctor, such knowledge, such power to grasp that in our hands.
This may be my dream, but I have definitely made you, Rassilon.
An accurate representation, nothing more.
I suppose the Monorith has won. Has beaten me.
You ask me why?
I did.
I am the raging battle within every Time Lord, Doctor. Where would the Time Lords be without the Great Leader to pull them through times of struggle?
But I'm restrained to some experimentation table about to be scanned, probed and cut open.
The true battle is within, Doctor. Take this great orb, for example.
Of course, the orb!
It is the key to all of this, Doctor.
My mind is connected to the orb now, which means I am connected to the Monorith's telepathic link.
Indeed.
Which means I can, in theory, use the telepathic link to overload the orb. The Monorith would be unable to contain all those thralls he's trying to control. It would fry his mind.
A weakness you must exploit, Doctor.
I can get out of this. I can succeed.
You are one of Gallifrey's finest warriors.
I'm not a warrior anymore.
You have always been a warrior, Doctor. The more you deny it, the more restraint you hold, the more devastation you have caused.
I don't believe that.
Believe what you wish. It changes nothing.
Stubborn as ever, Rassilon.
You're wasting time, Doctor.
Yes, well, I suppose I should focus my mind.
Yes, Doctor. Focus your mind. Focus. Focus. Focus.
Doctor, what have you done?
You underestimated me, Monorith.
My mind, I am in pain.
When you used the mind probe, I was telepathically linked to your great orb. I reversed the polarity, overloading the orb. Thousands of thralls, all of them in your mind. And now you're unable to keep control.
My breath, I can't control, can't maintain control.
And now since your warp conduit is also linked to the orb, I think I shall be returning to my tunnels.
You can't leave me like this. My pain is unbearable. I have heard tales of the Doctor. You show compassion, mercy. You will not let the pain persist.
The pain you inflicted on me is now inflicted upon you. I'm sorry, but it's time for me to leave.
No, Doctor. The Monorith will have their revenge. The Time Lords of old feared us. You will soon know why. I will forget the pain you have inflicted.
Right, old girl, let's go somewhere I can rest for a while. Somewhere nice, somewhere quiet. Somewhere I can read a good book.
Tired, Doctor?
That's a lot. But
A psychic imprint from the orb. It has stayed within your mind.
you're actually him, aren't you? Not a dream, but actually Rassilon.
I am a message relayed through time from the last days of the Time War. I am neither living nor dead, Doctor. Vestige of time with no effect on anything. I remain because you make it so.
What is the psychic imprint for? Why have you stuck around? What are you planning, Rassilon?
Your TARDIS. So old, outdated. You never replaced her. You cling to memories, Doctor. Your past haunts you.
It always will.
The Monorith are a threat, Doctor, a threat you have helped deal with. I warn you this. Things are coming. The dark times are catching up. It may not be now, not even for a while, Doctor. You may even wear a different face by the time it comes. Nevertheless, it's uncertain. Dark days are ahead, but you know this. I wish you well, Lord Doctor. You are the warrior that was let loose. It was a shame you couldn't see my view. Maybe you shall see me again. The imprint remains.
Until I let go.
My name is Phoebe. Phoebe Brooks.
There was a girl that was trapped in a mirror. Every mirror in existence. No. She escaped.
I'm a member of the family of blood, and your body is required.